Good evening, everybody. Welcome to a historic night in America. On this night in 2024, Andy Beshear, the governor of Kentucky, will be facing off against former President Donald Trump for President of the United States. In the U.S. Senate, after the 2022 midterms, the Democrats retained control after the overturn of the Roe v. Wade in the Supreme Court. This limited women's right to abortion, and it gave the Democrats a huge boost. They had 50 seats before the 2022 midterms, and they got 52. The Republican seats shrunk down to 47, and in Utah, where Evan McMullin won, as an independent, the independents have one seat. Again, the Democrats have control, and that means Amy Klobuchar is the majority leader. And in the U.S. governor's elections, after the 2022 midterms, the Democrats narrowly have the most seats with 26 to 24. The National Governors Association chair is Phil Murphy of New Jersey. And in the United States House, after the 2022 results, the Democratic Party held on to their majority. And now, I welcome Election Forecast to go over polling.
Yeah, let's do some nationwide polling. Beshear leads by 6 points. As you can see in the beginning of this thing, he had a huge lead of 12 points. But as in 2016, his lead has shrunk, and that has really made his campaign very nervous. Let's go to the next state. Kentucky polling, Andy Beshear's home state. If this wasn't for Andy Beshear on the ticket, this would not be a competitive race. Trump leads by 2 points. Again, after Beshear's really, died down, his campaign started to die down, Trump took the lead. Let's go to the next one. Texas polling. Polls in this have been all over the place. Beshear leads by 0.9% in this race. Ohio polling, again, one that is all over this place. Trump leads by 2 points in this race. This is going to be a very close race to watch. Nevada polling. Beshear had a huge lead, about 20 points. It died down to 6 points right now, and you can see that boost in Trump support. Arizona, again, another boost in Trump support, 3 points for Beshear. Michigan polling. Again, you can see that boost in Trump support. That's what makes Beshear's campaign very, nervous about tonight. Beshear leads by 11 points. Wisconsin polling, again, not a huge bump, but it's a bump. 7 points in favor of Beshear. Pennsylvania polling. You're going to see with a lot of these polls, you can see a boost in support for Trump. So Beshear leads by 8 points right now. Iowa polling. Trump leads by 1 point. Georgia polling. Again, another boost in support. Beshear leads 2 points. Florida polling. In the first time in, I believe, 5 election cycles, a Republican leads in the polls in Florida. Trump leads by 0.6 points. And North Carolina. Beshear leads by 1 point statewide. That's a very narrow margin. That's going to be a race to watch. New Hampshire polling. Very big support for Beshear, 16 points. This is one that Beshear can depend on to holding on to. Let's go. Next. Maine polling, 14 points. Not a big margin compared to New Hampshire, but still a margin. Minnesota polling. Look at that map. Look at that bump in support after the 2020, after the Republican National Convention, which was actually held in Minnesota. Beshear only had a 2-point lead. Now he has a 19-point lead. And this is the generic ballot. Who do Democrats want in Congress? This is about about 2-point difference in favor of the Republicans. The Democrats leave the generic ballot by 4 points. Now let's go to 7 o'clock poll closings, and I'll hand it off to election forecast. Political chatter.
Thank you, Election Forecast, and as you said, it is time for the 7 p.m. poll closings. These poll closings come out of the states of Vermont, Virginia, South Carolina, Georgia, Kentucky, and Indiana. In the state of Indiana, its presidential election, Donald Trump is the projected winner, 11 electoral votes here. And in Indiana, their Senate election, Mike Braun, the incumbent, will win another term. And the Indiana governor election, Eric Holcomb is the projected winner, a Republican. But in Kentucky, Beshear's home state, a very critical swing state, in this election, Beshear narrowly leads with 50.67%. And we have another key race there. In South Carolina, it is too close to call. Trump does lead. And in Virginia, Beshear also leads here, heavy margin, but it is too close to call at this point in time. And in the Virginia Senate election, Abigail, what's her name?
Hamburg.
Abigail Hamburg leads with 53.8%. And in Vermont, the presidential election, Andy Beshear is the projected winner, 3 electoral votes here. And also in Vermont, there's Senate election. Bernie Sanders, an independent Democrat, an independent who caucuses with the Democratic Party, is the projected winner. And Vermont's governor election, Christine Hallequist is the projected winner, a Democrat. She had previously run against Phil Murphy, the extremely popular Republican governor, but he is term limited in 2024 and cannot run. She will be the next governor of the state of Vermont. And in Georgia, a very close state here. This is a key race there. It is too close to call, but Beshear narrowly has a lead of 3 points. And that puts Trump at 11 electoral votes and Beshear at 3. It is it's early in the race, and we have many too close to call states. Only 14 electoral votes have been called, and 524 are yet to be called. And in the Senate, we have 2 races called in Indiana and Vermont. That puts the Dem wins at 1 and GOP wins at 1, and it is 35 to 35 seats currently.
Yeah. And from the sorry. No, you can take the one.
And in Virginia's presidential election, we have a key race alert. We can now project that Andy Beshear is the projected winner coming out of the state of Virginia, 13 electoral votes. And that now puts him at 16 electoral votes to Donald Trump's 11. 27 have been called, and 511 are yet to be called. And I now hand the 7:30 p.m. poll closings to Election Forecast.
Yeah, so something interesting about that Vermont governor's race is she is the first transgender person to ever be elected to a statewide office.
Right.
So that's very cool about that. So let's get to 7:30 poll closings. Ohio, the poll closings that we have are in Ohio, a competitive race, West Virginia, a staunch Republican state, and North Carolina, a competitive race. West Virginia, Donald Trump, no surprise. West Virginia Senate, incumbent. This is Joe Manchin's bid to stay alive. He is trailing his Republican opponent. Next. West Virginia Governor Chris Miller winning his first term. Ohio, too close to call, Beshear leads. Ohio Senate, this is Mike DeWine's old seat in, I believe, 2008. Sherrod Brown beat him in this race, but now he's bidding to get back. That is too close to call, Brown leads. North Carolina, too close to call, Beshear leads. North Carolina, too close to call, Stein leads. We have 16 electoral votes, 16 for Beshear, 15 for Trump. There are 507 electoral votes yet to be called. Now let's go through Senate. The Democrats have 1 win, and the GOP has 1. There are 3 states yet to be called. And now I'll hand it off to the political chatter for the 8 o'clock poll closings.
It is now 8 p.m., and we have poll closings in many states: Maine, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island, New Jersey, D.C., Maryland, Delaware, Illinois, Tennessee, Alabama, Mississippi, Florida, Missouri, and Oklahoma. In Maine at-large's presidential election, the popular vote of Maine, Andy Beshear is the projected winner. In Maine's 1st district, the presidential race, Andy Beshear is the projected winner. And in Maine's 2nd district, a district that Trump won in 2020, Beshear does lead, but it is too close to call. And in Maine's Senate election, Sarah Gideon leads with 56.6%. And in the New Hampshire presidential election, this is a key race alert. It's too close to call. Bashir does have a heavy lead. And in Massachusetts, Andy Bashir is the projected winner, 11 electoral votes here. And in Massachusetts, the Senate election, Elizabeth Warren is the projected winner. And in Connecticut, the presidential election, Andy Bashir is the projected winner. And Chris Murphy, the incumbent Democratic senator from Connecticut, he will win a third term. And in Rhode Island, the presidential election, Andy Bashir is the projected winner. And in Rhode Island Senate, Sheldon Whitehouse is the projected winner. And in New Jersey, Andy Bashir is projected to win the state. And in the New Hampshire Senate election, has been very close throughout this race. The incumbent Menendez does lead over Jack Ciattarelli, the 2021 governor, Republican nominee for governor. And in Pennsylvania, it is too close to call. Trump does have a nearly 20-point lead. And in Pennsylvania, Dr. Oz does lead. He lost the 2022 Senate race, but he does challenge the incumbent Democrat once again. And in Delaware, the presidential election, Andy Bashir is the projected winner. And in their Senate election, Tom Carper is the projected winner. And in Delaware, the governor's election, Lisa Roy Blunt, a Democrat, is the projected winner. And in Maryland, the presidential election, Andy Bashir will carry the state. And in their Senate election, Ben Cardin is the projected winner. And in Washington, D.C., the three most liberal electoral votes, Andy Bashir is the projected winner. And in Florida, it is too close to call. Trump has a very narrow lead. This is a very close race. And in their Senate election, Rick Scott, running for I believe third term, is running against Nikki Fried, who lost the 2022 governor's election, is leading heavily. And in Alabama, the presidential election, Donald Trump is the projected winner. And in Mississippi, Senate election, Roger Wicker is the projected winner. And in Missouri's presidential election, Trump does lead, but only by 5 points. And in their Senate election, Josh Hawley, the incumbent, has a surprisingly very narrow lead of only 4 points. And in Tennessee, the presidential election, Donald Trump is the projected winner. And in Tennessee's Senate election, MARSHA BLACKBURN, the incumbent, does lead by only 4 points. And in Illinois, presidential Andy Bashir is the projected winner. And in Oklahoma, presidential Donald Trump is the projected winner. And in South Carolina, this is a key race alert. This was previously too close to call, but we can now project it to go to Donald Trump. And now that puts Andy Bashir at 90 electoral votes. That puts Donald Trump at 57 electoral votes. 146 have been called, and 391 are yet to be called. And that puts the Democrats at 40 seats in the Senate and the Republicans at 36. So far, the Democrats have won 6 new seats, and the GOP have won 2. And I will now hand it over to election forecast for the 8:30 p.m. poll closings.
Yeah, thank you. And the only poll closing at this hour is the state of Arkansas, but we do have some other projections to make. The state of Arkansas will go handily into the projection of Donald Trump's column, 6 electoral votes for him. And in the state of Missouri, 30 minutes after poll closings, Missouri will go to Donald J. Trump. And Sarah Gideon will win the main Senate race after Angus King announced that he will not run for re-election, the independent who caucuses with the Democrats. So Andy Bashir has 90 electoral votes to Donald Trump's 73. 375 electoral votes have yet to be called. Let's look at the Senate map. I think that's a typo. That's wrong, but I think the Democrats have 41 seats in the Senate right now to the Republicans 35. Now, I think, I'll hand it back to election the political chat.
Yeah, thank you, and that was a typo. The map was right, but the numbers wrong. So it is now time for the 9 p.m. poll closings in the states of New York, Michigan, Wisconsin, Minnesota, North and South Dakota, Nebraska, Kansas, Colorado, Wyoming, New Mexico, Arizona, Texas, and Louisiana. We have many swing states here and many electoral votes up for grabs. In New York, presidential Andy Bashir is the projected winner, and in New York Senate, Kirsten Gillibrand is the projected winner also. And in Michigan, it is too early to call. Trump has a 10-point lead, which is pretty concerning for the Bashir campaign. And in Michigan, John James, who has run for many elections beforehand and has lost all of them, leads the incumbent Democrat Debbie Stefanow. And in Wisconsin, Trump does lead by a heavy margin, another concern for the Beshear campaign, but it is still early. And in Wisconsin Senate, Tammy Baldwin, the incumbent Democrat, leads by 1 point. And in Minnesota, it is too early to call. Beshear has a lead of 19 percentage points or something, I don't know. And in Minnesota, their Senate election, Amy Klobuchar, the Democrat, has won. We can now project that she will win another term. And in North Dakota, the presidential election, Donald Trump is the projected winner. And in North Dakota Senate, Devin Kramer is the projected winner. And in North Dakota's governor, Doug Burgum is the projected winner. And in South Dakota, Donald Trump will carry the state. And Nebraska's 3rd district, Donald Trump is the projected winner. And in Nebraska's 1st district, he will also win. And Nebraska's at-large vote, Donald Trump is the projected winner. But Nebraska's 2nd district, very much a swing district, is too early to call. Beshear has a 10-point lead. And in Nebraska's Senate, Deb Fischer is the projected winner. And in Kansas, the presidential election, Donald Trump is the projected winner. And in Texas, 40 electoral votes actually here. Andy Beshear has a narrow lead, but this is such a close race. This is extremely concerning for the Trump campaign. If he doesn't carry Texas, then he doesn't carry the election, as they have said. It is 50-50 right now, and Beshear leads by a few thousand votes. And in their Senate election, this is also very concerning for Texas Republicans. Ted Cruz has a lead of 2 percentage points over Julian Castro. And in Louisiana's presidential election, Donald Trump is the projected winner. And in New Mexico, we can now project that this will go to Andy Beshear. It won't be too close to call. And in New Mexico's Senate, Martin Heinrich, the incumbent, will win another term. And in Colorado's election, Andy Beshear will carry the state. And in Wyoming, Donald Trump will win here. And in Wyoming Senate, John Barrasso will win another term. And in Arizona, a state that where Andy Beshear leads in polls, it is too early to call. Beshear has a lead of 7 points. And in Arizona's Senate election, Gallego, who has beaten Kyrsten Sinema in the primary, does lead over Kari Lake, who had run for governor in 2022, but narrowly lost. And in Maine's 2nd district, the presidential election, Donald Trump is the projected winner. This is a key race alert. This was previously too close to call, but we can now project that it will go to Donald Trump. And in Ohio's Senate election, Sherrod Brown will win another term over Republican and former Governor Mike DeWine, actually incumbent Governor Mike DeWine. And in New Hampshire, this is another key race alert. Andy Beshear will carry the state. We can now project that he will win New Hampshire. So that still has Andy Beshear in the lead. He is now at 137 electoral votes to Donald Trump's 101. 163 electoral votes have been called, and 300 are yet to be called. And that puts the Democrats at 44 seats to the Republicans' 38. Dems have won 11 seats so far to the GOP's 5. Remember, 50 seats are needed for the majority, unless, that is, if Andy Beshear wins the presidential election. And I will now hand it over to election forecast.
Yeah, thank you. This is the 10 o'clock p.m. poll closings. We have races in Montana, Iowa, Utah, and Nevada closing. Let's get to the results. Iowa, too early to call, very competitive race. Beshear leads, sorry. Montana, no real surprise. Donald Trump, the projected winner. This looks like this will go to him by a likely margin. Montana Senate, John Tester versus Gainfort, the popular incumbent governor. This is too early to call, but Gainfort has a slight lead. Montana governor, too early to call. Juras leads the governor's race. Utah, no surprise, Donald Trump winning. Utah Senate, Mitt Romney will go back to serve with his independent colleague, Evick McMullen. And Spencer Cox will win the Utah governor's race. And Nevada, too early to call, Beshear leads. And Nevada Senate, too early to call, Jackie Rosen leads. And Then Andy Beshear has 149 electoral votes to Donald Trump's 115 electoral votes. There are 74 electoral votes, 274 electoral votes yet to be called. I'm not sure why Washington is blue on that one. That must be something wrong. But then let's look at the Senate. 44 seats for the Democrats in the Senate, and the Republicans have 39, and I think that's it. And now I'm going to hand it over to Political Chatter for the 11 p.m. poll closings.
So it is now the second to last poll closings of the night in California, Oregon, Washington, and Hawaii. In Idaho, presidential, Donald Trump is the projected winner, no surprise here. And in Washington, presidential, Andy Beshear will carry the state. And in Washington Senate, Maria Cantwell, Democrat, will carry the Senate seat. And in Oregon, the presidential election, Andy Beshear will win the state of Oregon. And in California, he is also the projected winner of their 54 electoral votes, a huge prize. And in California Senate, Dianne Feinstein will win another term. She has been serving, I believe, since 1992 or 93. And in Hawaii, the presidential election, Andy Beshear will carry the state. And in their Senate election, Mazie Hirono will win another term. And we have a key race there in the state of Tennessee. In Tennessee, MARSHA BLACKBURN, the incumbent, is the projected winner. She will carry the state of Tennessee. And we have another key race there in Florida. Rick Scott will go on to serve, I believe, a third term. And in Missouri, Josh Hawley is the projected winner, Republican. And in West Virginia, this is a very important race that we have been watching, but we can now project that Joe Manchin will carry the Senate seat in the state of West Virginia. He will serve another term in the Senate. And in the United States House, we have not been covering this, but we can now project that the Democratic Party will retain control of the U.S. House of Representatives. And on our new electoral map, Andy Beshear still leads with 215 electoral votes to Donald Trump's 118. 333 electoral votes have been called, 205 are yet to be called. And in the Senate, the Democrats have 46 seats to the Republicans' 42. I believe that the Republicans just made it a bit closer during this poll closing. And I will now hand it off to Election Forecast.
Thank you. We have the 1 o'clock poll closing, and Rick Scott will be going to a second term.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's not your fault. Alaska is too early to call. That is a Trump lead. I don't know what that says for sure, but that is a Trump lead. This is big. Ohio will go to Donald Trump, and we have a bunch of big calls to make. Florida. Here's the thing about Florida. Beshear was hoping, and also with Ohio, Beshear was hoping that he could tap into that Trump base because he thought that he could do what Obama did. But it looks like at this hour that it's not going to be that way. Let's go to the next one. Yeah, this is big. Texas will also go into the hands of Donald J. Trump. I think that's it for calls. Let's go to the map. We have one more. Kristen Juras will win the Montana's governor race. So right now, Andy Beshear has 22 electoral votes, and Donald Trump has 105. But this looks like it could be one of the biggest election upsets since 2016. Let's go to the next slide. We have a call. After that hour of darkness for the Dems, it looks like these things could get better. Nebraska's 2nd congressional district. And Montana Senate. This is a big one. John Tester will win there. And Virginia Senate will win there. So Abigail Spanberg, that was a little closer than the Dems would like, but at the end of the day, that is a hold. I'm gonna hand it off to we have a Senate slide, and then I'm gonna hand that off to the Political Chatter. Alaska Senate, Alaska presidential, Donald Trump will win there. Not a real surprise, and then 226 electoral votes to Trump's 105. Now, so Michigan presidential, Andy Beshear, winner. Wisconsin presidential, these are big. Andy Beshear, winner. Minnesota presidential, this is another big one. Andy Beshear, projected winner. Nevada presidential, 6 electoral votes, Andy Beshear, projected winner. Wisconsin. So with these 3 races, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, and Michigan Senate, we're going to get to those in a minute, but Tammy Baldwin is projected winner, Wisconsin, and Pennsylvania, Bob Casey, projected winner, Michigan Senate. So with those 3 races, it was a little closer than Democrats would prefer in the beginning, but it looks like they will go to them by all likely margins. Let's go to the next one. And this is not the greatest news for the Democrats, but is a sigh of fresh relief. For the Republicans, Iowa's presidential will go Donald Trump. Let's look at our map. So earlier I said that this might be a big election upset. That is not looking to be true. Donald Trump is stuck at 211 electoral votes to 257 on the path of Beshear.
Now take it from here, and yeah, that was some major, after the 1 a.m. poll closings, we called some major projections. For a while, it looked like Trump really could pull out a win, and that is entirely still true. He needs every other state to win, and that is entirely possible. The hardest states will be Arizona and Pennsylvania, but if he captures all of these 5 states, Georgia, North Carolina, Kentucky, Arizona, and Pennsylvania, he really can hold on. Pennsylvania, Arizona, and Georgia all went tilt Biden in 2020, but he was able to win Kentucky and North Carolina. So we have 70 electoral votes yet to be called, and this will be exciting to see how it turns out. And in the Senate, it is 49 to 46. Still, no one has the majority, which is very interesting. And we have a key race alert in the state of Arizona in the presidential election. Andy Beshear is the projected winner. This is huge because, first, now that puts Beshear at, I'm sorry, that was not huge. Not as huge as
well, so it is huge, but
yeah, well, I thought something else. But anyway, this puts Beshear at 268 electoral votes, to Trump's 211. So Beshear just needs one more state to win. If he can get Pennsylvania, North Carolina, Georgia, Kentucky, it doesn't matter if Trump carries all of them, then he will win the presidential election. 59 are yet to be called. And we can now project that Andy Beshear will win the presidency of the United States because we have a major call in the state of Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania and their 19 electoral votes will go to Andy Beshear, the Democratic nominee for president. He will carry the state of Pennsylvania. He will also carry the state of Kentucky. This is a gain. This is a flip from 2020. Biden wasn't able to do it, but Beshear, coming from the state of Kentucky, will. And that puts Beshear at 295 to Trump's 211, and I'll hand it off to Election Forecast.
All right, thank you. Yeah, so do we have a Senate slide? Do you know?
Yep.
This is big. The United States Senate. Democrats keep control of the U.S. Senate because of the state of New Jersey. We are calling for Bob Menendez. This shouldn't be a competitive race, but it is. Because Bob Menendez in 2023 had a huge scandal. He was, many senators called for him to resign. He never resigned. Phil Murphy narrowly lost that primary by, I think he won that by, Bob Menendez won that by about 1,000 votes. He was losing by 12 points until around after 1 o'clock. And at around 10 p.m. he spoke. We expected him to concede. ABC News did call that. But us at MSNBC did not call that race. For ABC News called it for Chillaretti, but they revoked that call. He was expected to concede at that race, but he said, "We're going to keep fighting. Not all the votes have been counted. This is not the end." So let's look at the map where that puts us. There's no map there.
Sorry about it.
No, it's fine. 50 seats for the Democrats and 46 seats for the Republicans. We can go next. This is also a big one. Georgia presidential, Andy Beshear is the winner in there. And North Carolina presidential, this is actually a gain. This is the second gain of the presidency of the night, and this is a big one because this is the last state to be called. Let's look at the map. This is the last state to be called. We have 0 states yet to be called, and I think we have a couple more Senate races to call, and Yeah, Arizona Senate, Kate Gallego, will win by, it looks like, 4 points. Nevada Senate, Jack Rosen. This was a little closer than Democrats wanted it to be. It looks like about 5 points, but a win is a win. And then there was one last state to be called, and that is the state of Texas. Let's see if we have a projection on that. And this is huge. In the state of Texas, Julian Castro will win that seat. This is huge. This is a gain. In the state of Texas, who hasn't elected a Democratic senator in, I believe, 40 years, will elect Julian Castro to the U.S. Senate. This is huge. Now let's look at Senate seat. This is a blue wave here. This has proven to be a wave for the Democrats. 53 seats in the U.S. Senate, and for the Dems, and 46 seats for the Republicans. And look, this is a wave year. 327 electoral votes for Bashir and 211 electoral votes for Trump. I think at 3 o'clock, at 3:13, we were calling all the races. We called I believe at 3:01 we called the presidency for Bashir. It is now 3:36. And thank you for watching, guys. Make sure to subscribe for me, election forecast, and the political chatter, and Minister Predictions, who wasn't able to film this with us, but he helped us make the slides. Anything you want to say, political chatter?
Yeah, so as you said, thank you all for watching this video. This took a while, much longer than any election video I've done before. I want to say thank you to Election Forecast and Minnesota Predictions, and again, because of Roe v. Wade, simply because of Roe v. Wade, the Democrats do have a huge boost, even despite Biden's unpopularity. So they do win the House, definitely, and they do carry the Senate and the presidency.
Yeah.
And again, Andy Bashir, we did choose as the Democratic nominee. But anyway, yeah, so thank you all for watching, and I hope you subscribe to all of our channels. And, yeah, so again, thank you, Election Forecast. Thank you, Minnesota Predictions. And I'll see everyone later. Thank you.